and Indian Muslims stand up for India, believe me, with far more vigor than any other group. You are the only people who can destroy ISIS. But you'll have to do one thing. And this is where the Muslims come in. Will you be prepared to change the name of Aurangzeb Road to Dara Shikoh Road? आप मेरा ये एक काम कर दें और पूरी आईसिस के मुंह पे वो तमाचा लगेगा कि ये अपनी अपनी गारों में जाके रोएंगे। आपने जब एक कातिल को बनाया अपना हीरो, जिसने अपने बाप को मारा, भाई को मारा, बेटी को मारा, बहन को मारा, बेटे को मारा, शियों को मारा, दाऊदी बोहरों को मारा, तबलचियों को मारा, सारंगी नवाजों को मारा, उसकी इमेज बना दी कि साहब वो तो बड़ा नेक आदमी था, टोपी सीता था, उससे गुजारा होता था। What a bunch of crap! You have a road named after a mass murderer. Do you think Warsaw में there can be a road called Hitler Mark? Is it possible? If Pakistan has to be taken to task for naming its missiles Temur and that murderer, then India has to be taken for task for celebrating not Dara Shikoh but Aurangzeb. And जब तक आप दारा शिकोह को अपना हीरो नहीं मानेंगे, जिस शख्स ने आपकी उपनिषद को लेकर ट्रांसलेट किया फारसी में, फारसी से बेचारे ने भेजा फ्रेंच में, फ्रेंच से वो इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट हुई, पूरी दुनिया में हिंदुइज्म का नाम एक मुसलमान ने किया, उसको तो आपने पंजाबी में कहते हैं खोतेला आता हूं, और देखो सुनना ही नहीं है, किसी को पता ही नहीं दारा की है। Do you know that not a single Muslim child is named Dara? उसको छोड़ें, there's not a single Muslim in Punjab who's named Bulle Shah. हर शख्स का नाम है तारिक फतेह। क्या तारिक, the man who butchered and conquered Spain? मेरे भाई का नाम क्या है? महमूद. He invaded Somnath and broke it up. We are prisoners of our own making. जब तक हिंदुस्तान के लोग अपने नाम ना छोड़ें, लेकिन एक आध बच्चे का नाम तो दिलीप रखे ना, वो दिलीप कुमार है ना, जब वो हो सकते हैं तो आपका बेटा भी हो सकता है, रखें आप दारा शिकोह को सामने लाएं और कहें कि ये है हमारा हीरो। उसके बाद आप मुझे बुलाएं, मैं देखता हूं मैं यहां क्या करता हूं, और अगर उसका काला पेंट मारना है, आई स्वेयर आई एम विलिंग टू गेट अरेस्टेड बाय योर dreaded Delhi police for painting black. मुझे पता नहीं मिलता कहां है। Let me close by making 3 or 4 suggestions which are very practical, but to northern Indians, especially from Punjab and UP, वो बड़ी कड़वा सा लगता है उन्हें। एक काम करें, stop all talks, trade and exchanges with Pakistan. Cancel it. They have nothing to offer to you. Their Urdu is worse than your Urdu. You should listen to Pakistan television to understand how silly they sound. They can give you nothing. Their IT and your IT is not the same. Your IT is information technology, their IT is international terrorism. Number 2, ये जो आपने अमन की आशा का तमाशा किया, इसमें सिर्फ ISI की आंटियां आ रही हैं और आपका बेड़ा गर्क हो रहा है. They're spinning circles around you, and Indians have an inferiority complex. Anyone who throws 2 Urdu words in any Punjabi, that guy is determined to be an intellectual. यार कमाल पंजाबी बोल देने लाहौर हर तीजा लफ्ज उर्दू का होता है. Why? It's not our language. I'm Punjabi. It was thrust on me by the 1 million UPIs that we pushed into our country to destroy Sindhi, Punjabi, Balochi and Pashto. Forget about the Bangla. Band karenge aman ki asha. None of this catches fire. And the test to this is one. दिल्ली से जाता हुआ आदमी पाकिस्तान की तरफ रुकता है कहां? लाहौर में. लाहौर से आता हुआ आदमी कहां रुकता है? अमृतसर में तो नहीं रुकता. ना जलंधर में, ना लुधियाना में, ना पानीपत में, ना पटियाला में, वो जाता है दिल्ली, जिसका उससे कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है। वो पंजाबी है, वो क्या देख रहा है जाके, ये हमारा कुतुब मीनार है, हमने 1000 साल इन पर हुकूमत की है। दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग बाय you bending over backward. You have to understand that there is not a single Pakistani, and when I say Pakistani, I mean two people, Punjabi Muslims and the Urdu-speaking UPIs that you exported to us, and which we had to keep, even though the expiry date was gone. These two groups of people are Pakistanis. The rest are the Baloch, who want freedom from Pakistan. They were occupied. The Pashtuns have been ruined by the Arab and Punjabi occupation of the intellect. The Sindhis, as you know, were the only part of Pakistan where no Hindu was killed. And Hindus still live, but they are being thrown out from there. So when I say Pakistan, I mean specifically the two elements that form its military and its civilian bureaucracy. And finally, I suggest to all Indians, especially people in think tanks like this, one day you'll have to call the bluff of Kashmir on Pakistan. I'm very disappointed that at JNU I couldn't find even one of the 200 students I was speaking to who had read the UN Security Council resolution on Kashmir. I doubt if many people in India have, because they are so tied up in rhetoric and cliches of 1972. They use the word bilateral agreement. They're caught up like clerks trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle during the work hours. What is the Kashmir Security Council resolution? It calls for the immediate withdrawal of all Pakistani troops from areas that they were not in Jammu and Kashmir state as of August 14, 1947. Now guess which are the armies in Jammu and Kashmir? Chinese. There are 50,000 Chinese troops in Gilgit-Baltistan that are building the tunnels and roads for their excavation agreements with Afghanistan straight into China. Do you think Pakistan, after taking nearly $20 billion as the price for that land, is going to tell the Chinese, I think it's time for you to move your army? You think the Chinese are just going to move? They don't even move when they enter Indian territory till you have to send in, well, you should send, but you don't. That's a different story. They cannot leave it. The Pakistanis can never entertain the thought of even contemplating moving 1 million people out of what is called Azad Kashmir, and which is Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. You have been winning the debate at the UN by not having the debate. But in the public opinion around the world, your enemies and the Islamists and ISIS brings up Kashmir and Ghazwa Hind in the same bracket. And you will not have peace till you counter them with ideological and propaganda communication. Because your enemy is one of the most wiliest, evil folks that money can buy, because they could buy an Assistant Secretary of State of the United States of America. You all know the case of Robin Rafal. Yes? Can you imagine what the Saudis can buy? So, India is at the epicenter of what ISIS wishes to destroy, to get to a point that Professor Chima pointed out, which is the gateway to the end of human civilization. And I missed one point that was linked to the tactical missile issue. The hadith that she pointed out says that the final battle will not be fought other than bows and arrows and shields and swords. Right, ma'am? Yeah. What does that mean? You have a nuclear holocaust. Everyone's got stones and swords and shields. Once you take that technology, and it is written in the ISIS manuals, this is what we have to accomplish. To end human civilization as we know, to go back to the time when Muslims were equal to non-Muslims, because everybody had to fight with a sword, and then we will beat the crap out of them because they are used to technology and we are still living in the Stone Age. That is what is driving them. It's not a joke. This is what propels them, and which you have to understand, that the stakes are high, and if you think that the Islamists do not have a hand on nukes, who do you think is running the Pakistan nukes? You think these Pakistani generals with beards that go down to their ankles are simply there for decoration? There are two types of generals in the Pakistan army: the whiskey generals and the mullah generals. The whiskey generals are Muslim patriots who don't pray but wish for Taimur, and the mullah generals, who seem to be more honest, wish to die but want to take all of India with them. So don't think this is too far away. This is not about Iraq, this is not about Syria, this is about Pakistan and India. Thank you very much.